Almost Somewhere, Chapter 9, Dancing to Elvis. A rumbling shakes me awake at 7:30 a.m. Opening the curtains, I breathe in the cool ocean air as my eyes appreciate the splendor of the scenery. Again, a rumble sounds as my stomach reminds me of who is boss. Okay, I love food. I head out to the restaurant next door and sit down to order breakfast. On the table is a small plate of chilies. For a moment I contemplate going for one, but then chicken out. I used to be able to eat hot food while I lived in Durban, South Africa, but not anymore. I also have a problem ordering milk, as each time I ask for milk for my coffee, they bring me condensed milk. Nice for the coffee, but useless for a hot chili. To my disappointment, all they have for breakfast is omelette with a baguette. I miss bacon and toast. After breakfast, I go to check out and find the reception empty. Walking around, I eventually find the security guard, and he points me to a small roadside shop next to the hotel. During the day, the receptionist also runs a small shop. Morning, I would like to check out and get my passport. 210,000, she replies. My eyes shoot open as she pulls my passport out of her pants pocket. What happened to keeping it safe in a locked drawer? Without formality or paperwork, I pay her for the room in the parking area and then go to get my motorcycle out of the lobby. The security guard puts a plank down over the steps and I carefully freewheel out. Can I leave my backpack here? I want to fuel up the motorcycle. I ask the security guard, who just gives me a puzzled look. Placing my backpack in the corner of the reception, I point to myself and then across the road to the gas station. Then I point to the backpack and show a thumbs up. His face lights up and he moves closer to the backpack and folds his arm. Happy that he will be looking after my backpack for me, I dart across the road to fill the motorcycle's gas tank up. With the motorcycle ready to go, I return to strapping my backpack down on the back. The security guard comes over and motions that he wants cigarettes. I guess it's for payment of him guarding my motorcycle during the night and my backpack while I fueled up my motorcycle. I indicate that I do not smoke. Without missing a beat, he points to my wallet and then to the shop close by and indicates I must give him money for cigarettes. With a sigh, I give in. I hate smoking. Having no idea what cigarettes cost, I give him 10,000 Vietnamese dollar. The guard looks at the money in disgust and holds out his hand demanding more while mumbling something in Vietnamese. Crap, I probably insulted him. Reluctantly, I gave him another 10,000 Vietnamese dollar. 21,000 Vietnamese dollar is $1 US. Suddenly, I'm his best friend and he grabs and shakes my hand and gives me a hug. Funny and strange dude. I'm glad I didn't give him more money. He may have kissed me and proposed to me. With pats on my back from a security guard and what I assume is wishes of good luck said in Vietnamese, the guard sees me off. I point the motorcycle in the direction of the next town and go for it. Last night, a few raindrops kissed the ground, but the sky is clear today. It is going to be a glorious day. I take a deep breath and draw in the coastal morning air. Birds sing praise to me while the streets along the road make an honor guard for me. I am in heaven. My heart stops when a noise comes from behind the instrument cluster. It sounds as if a rattlesnake is trapped in there, and I pull my leg away and sit back on the seat. My eyebrows dip while the speedometer stops working. Oh man, the speedo cable probably broke. The rest of the day, I judge my road speed from the sound of the engine. Being air-cooled, the engine has a fan bolted directly to the crankshaft, and as the engine speeds up, the fan generates a high-pitched noise similar to a turbo spinning up. Determined to enjoy my ride, I take another deep breath of morning sea air and then ignore the broken speedo. A distance later, a police officer pulls out of a side road on his motorcycle. I move in behind him and match his speed. He gives a glance back at me, smiles, and then increases speed. The race is on. We make good time and have fun zipping through traffic. I feel like royalty with my own police escort. Suddenly he slams on the brakes and slows down. I do the same and match his speed as I move to his left side. Our speed is still above other motorcycle riders as we pass a speed trap. However, no one gives chase. The police officer looks behind him, sees me still there, nods his head, and then increases the pace again. We ride together for about 50 kilometers before he waves goodbye and takes a side road. Up ahead I spot a bus and move in behind it and match its pace. Although the bus is going slower than the police officer's pace, we make good time as just about everything gets out of the way for a bus. A distance later we round a sharp bend and suddenly smoke pours out from a bus's back wheel. As I start reading the engine number of a bus, I decide I should probably slam on the brakes as well. The bus comes to a screeching halt with its hooter honking. I try to see what is going on, but the bus is blocking my view of the road ahead. A car passes the bus slowly in the oncoming lane, and as the car passes me, the bus pulls away and crosses over into the oncoming lane. My eyes are transfixed at what is in the road in front of me. No, this must be a joke. I look around for candid cameras, but find none. A bicycle is parked on its side stand in the middle of my lane. The owner of said bicycle is sitting across the road at a small cafe, having breakfast, laughing at the consternation he is causing. It takes all kinds. Shaking my head, I catch up to the bus and follow it for the next 20 km before it pulls off. Once again, I judge my speed by the turbo sound of a cooling fan of the engine. The main road turns into a smaller back road and traffic dies down to where at times I do not see another motorcycle for kilometers on end. In the distance, the mountains call to me. As I'm now far from any towns with speed traps, I let the engine sing at full voice and blow the spider cobwebs out of exhaust. The road changes to a main road again with wide open countryside next to the road. Just before I take on the mountains, I cross a large bridge and have to stop to do the tourist thing and take pictures of the river. In the distance is a train bridge. Even though I'm not in the mountain passes, I'm delighted about motorcycling through Vietnam and for what I've seen so far. A short distance after the bridge, the road starts to go uphill and snakes a bit. With every turn, the smile on my face grows larger. Ecstasy floods my body and I am riding on cloud 9 while I hit the mountain passes. The road surface is in excellent condition and I have a blast. The motorcycle performs very well and have loads of power for the uphill. The speed limit through turns is between 20 and 30 km an hour depending on the section of road. Judging from the sound of the engine, I do about 40. Although the engine has ample power to go faster, it will be stupid to do so as you can encounter slow moving trucks and the odd ox cart at any turn. With my experience of doing over 300 km an hour rides, I go one hand up the mountain while I film a short film. See a short 5-minute video in the description below. When I hit the ridge line of the mountains, the road starts to run flat and gives spectacular views of the mountain tops around me. Am I in heaven? Something attracts my attention to the right just as I enter a small town and I stop and turn around. It turns out to be a Catholic church that has a very nice garden. I take a bit of a rest stop and then continue the fun. With a motorcycle, okay, a scooter for purists, having no gears, taking pictures while riding is a breeze. The road starts to climb again and the fun gets even more exciting. Halfway up, I pass a pagoda. The entrance has a pole with a small dragon twisted around it. Hey, you have shrunk a bit. Did you get wet? I ask the dragon. Silence fills the air. Clearly, this is not the same dragon I met a few days ago. As I start my motorcycle again, I notice a monk a short distance away. Wide-eyed he stares at me as I wave goodbye to the dragon. As I drive away, I glance in my side mirrors and smile as the monk moves over to the dragon. The road is reasonably flat as it runs on the mountain top. I pass a number of small towns. I stop at one when I spot a small market and shake my head as American pop music blasts over a speaker. Looking around, I check that I did not pass through a portal, but no, I'm still in Vietnam in the mountains. I shake my head as an Elvis song comes on. Laughing, I stand up on the motorcycle as I pull away and shake my sexy ass to hound dog as I continue onwards. I sing what I can remember of Blue Shade's shoes as I continue to dance on the motorcycle. About 10 kilometers further on, I spot a gas station and stop to fill up the motorcycle. My eyes narrow and my nose twitches as I smell something funny. Looking around, I find the cause of the smell. A guy with a cabbage cart with only 1 horsepower to pull it. I'm sure the horse is munching on those cabbages and is letting it rip. Just as I pull away from the gas station, rumbling fills my ears. I look up to the sky but fail to see any storm clouds. Shaking my head, I continue. As rumbling sounds again, I look down and sigh. Yes, my stomach is growling. In its defense, it is almost 1 p.m. and I only had an omelette and a bread roll for breakfast. Just as I take another hill, my eyes light up. Alongside the road is something that any hungry person will appreciate. Tour buses parked next to shops. Wherever there are loads of people that have fancy cameras hanging from their necks, is food. I park the motorcycle and go into the first shop. Hi, do you sell any food? I ask the girl behind the counter. So sorry, only candy. She replies in such a sweet voice that I forgive her for not selling food. My stomach, however, is not impressed. Do any of the other shops sell food? So sorry, no food. My shoulders sag as I scan the shelves full of candy. You want some candy? Her voice melts my heart and I buy an iced tea and a packet of candy. Do you have Wi-Fi? I ask as I take my change from her. Her face lights up and proudly she says yes as she hands me a note with a password for the Wi-Fi. Thanking her, I sit down outside the shop and catch up on my writing. My fingers race across the keyboard and I get into writing mode. Nothing can break my concentration now. Then the wind shifts and my body freezes. Every sense of my body is on high alert. The gentle breeze tickles my nose and carries a whisper of promise of food somewhere close by. South Africans can smell sausage roasting on a fire kilometers away. Mounting skills take over, and I track the smell to a tourist attraction a short distance away. Busloads of tourists loaded down with cameras pour into the place. I have no idea what the place is, but I can smell food and tourists go in, so I pay the entrance fee and go inside. Inside, Brent Waterfall Park has my jaw hanging at the stunning scenery hidden away next to a deserted road. A number of restaurants are situated along a small mountain stream. Near the entrance, I find the source of a food smell. A woman is roasting sausages on an open fire at a mobile food cart. My mouth waters as I scan the ready-made sausage bread rolls. Underestimating my hunger, I buy only one. With the first bite, my hunger takes over and I wolf the rest of the roll down. The taste is amazing. The woman gives me a big smile of satisfaction when I buy another roll. With my stomach content, I explore the park and marvel at its scenery. They have river rides, a cable car, elephant rides, and a cool swing bridge over the river. To get to the swing bridge, you climb into a large tree and follow a spiral staircase up inside the tree. Brent Waterfall is just after the swing bridge and has a small path that allows you to walk through underneath the waterfall. When I exit the park, the sausage woman smiles again as I get myself another roll. Hey, I'm a big guy. Wink wink. Full of excitement, I take to the road again. A short distance later, I come to a fork in the road. Both roads lead to Dalat, on opposite sides of the town. My GPS indicates to go left, but the road to the right looks more inviting and interesting. It snakes up the mountain, and I cannot resist and take it. Since I have no hotel reservations, it does not really matter what part of the city I end up in. My choice turns out to be an awesome decision as the mountain throws its best curves and twisties at me, while the road is lined with trees. Too soon, the fun is over and I enter Dalat. Immediately I fall in love with the French Alps-style town. So this is why many tourists come here. The town is something to experience. With the cooler mountain air, the spectacular mountain scenery, amazing waterfalls around the town and cool lake in the middle of the town, I can see myself moving here. However, this is a tourist town. My wallet cannot afford more than a few days here. Expedia waves that fact in my face as I look at the hotels it lists. I swallow as I look at the prices for one night. It is central Manhattan, New York prices. Bookings.com comes to my rescue and lists a number of hostels and cheaper hotels. I found one for $10 a night with warm water, Wi-Fi and breakfast. My price range. With the clock standing at 3 p.m, I head out to explore Dalat. I come across two backpacker hostels that to my surprise buy and sell backpacker motorcycles. One of the hostel owners informs me that Dalat and Hue An, further up north, are two major towns for backpackers to start and finish. Apparently, many backpackers underestimate what it takes to do a 2,400 kilometer odd trip on a motorcycle and give up halfway. I've done a number of long trips on 1000cc superbikes, but this is my longest trip on a small engine motorcycle. I am determined not to become one of those that gave up halfway. Do or die, I will reach Hanoi. After a late lunch at a small restaurant, I return to the hotel for a short nap and then a bit of creative writing. By 6 p.m, I decide to head to the downstairs restaurant in the hotel. Hi, I would like to order dinner, I inform the reception woman as I pass her on my way to one of the restaurant tables. Sorry, we only serve breakfast. What breakfast do you serve? Baguette and eggs. Okay, I'll have that, I say with a smile. The receptionist's eyes widen for a moment, and then a smile forms on her face. We only serve breakfast in the morning, she laughs. Tomorrow then, I wink and cause the woman to blush. Wanting to spoil myself, I head to the lake to find a restaurant on the shore. There, I'm like a moth to a flame and I cannot resist the pretty lights of a fancy restaurant. For $10, I get a plate of steak and fries with salad, followed with coffee. Less than I expected, but still expensive. The place has Wi-Fi, allowing me to update my blog while overlooking the lake. By 8 p.m, I feel the need for a soft pillow and resist the pretty lights around the lake and leave. The security guard gives me a big smile as I tip him for looking after my motorcycle. There are no lights in the parking area and I bite my lip as I climb onto the motorcycle. Cold water seeps through my pants. I should have known the seat would be wet from dew this high up in the mountains. Great, now I have a wet and cold bum. I just hope the reception woman does not see my wet pants, for it looks like I could not hold myself. The thought of a warm shower brings a smile to my face. I turn the ignition key and press the starter button. Click, my heart stops. I press the starter again. Click. Click. Oh, come on, give me a break. The starter does not want to turn. As the headlights only come on when you start the motorcycle, I pull the back brake lever and check the tail light. The light is bright. It is not the battery. It may be the solenoid on the starter. Putting the motorcycle on its center stand, I try the kickstarter. After a few minutes of kicking with no success, I try the starter again. On the fourth attempt, the starter engages, but the engine still refuses to start. I keep trying. After the fifth attempt, I breathe a sigh of relief when the engine sputters to life. After letting the engine warm up, I switch on the lights. I cleanse my jaw. No headlights. only the dash light comes on. Oh man. My high spirit from the mountain ride and nice meal on the lake is crushed. What was that about do or die? I will reach Hanoi. Using the street lights, I ride back to the hotel with no headlights. With a heavy heart, I park the motorcycle at the hotel's door and switch the engine off. For kicks, I try the starter. It immediately engages and the engine fires up on the first turn. Weird. I switch the engine off again and then retry to start the engine again. Click. Click, no starter. I decide to go and play video games on my iPad where I can shoot something and blow stuff up. Modern combat fits the bill. Thank you for watching Almost Somewhere Chapter 9. If you enjoyed this video, please give it the thumbs up and share it with your friends. Also consider getting the book from the links in the description below or buying me a cup of coffee from the PayPal link in the description below. This will enable me to continue making videos like this. For guidebooks about motorbike in Cambodia and Vietnam, as well as other travel guidebooks, see the links in the description below.